All right. So with this one, I'm going to take a song that I haven't played ahead of time, and I'm just going to show one way that I've approached this. Especially when I was a primary teacher, I would do this a lot to keep to contribute to the lesson, to like make it slightly more interesting. I'd bring in like a little guitar sometimes during primary class and chord melody these up if it was connected to the lesson, right? Because primary rooms don't have pianos. And what was invented before the piano anyhow? What was the main harmonic instrument? So let's see, is my guitar even in tune? Let's check the octaves. E's, G's, A's, B's, D's, E's, double E octave. It's pretty good. Okay. So first off, I've just got the primary book here. I'm looking at the Nativity Song. I'm just going to teach this concept. Maybe this is something you already completely, totally get. But if you look at the way the song starts here, I'm going to dive right into the meat and potatoes of it. It's got an intro here, right? Starts with this A minor, B minor stuff. But right here, it starts in with a G chord. And then it says D7, then C, then G. G, D7, C, G, okay? So I keep talking about guitar here. So we're getting open string sounds. Yay! Okay. Now, underneath the G chord, it's in 3/4 time, and it has B, D, B, C, D, E, F sharp, D. Now, this is if you don't know where your notes are on the guitar, can you at least do the math? And if you can't at least do the math, let's talk about this for just a second. You should, quick information that really can help you out a lot in some basic quick sight reading. I used to use this a lot as a kid. Know the names of your open strings. This is E, A, D, G, B, E. So a lot of times I used to sit there figuring out which string I was on, and then I would count up to whatever fret to find the note I needed to find. I wasn't instantly able to just name notes. Like nowadays I could just go F, 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 and I can just find F's easily all day long. F, 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 whatever, right? That's not easy on the guitar. It's not the same as the piano. But if you can do quick math, the melody is B, D, B, C, D. I'm just going to go to the B string. I want to go to a small end string. I don't really want to go to a big end string. So I've got a B right here. B, and then C, C sharp, D. There's D. And then back to B. Now C, there is no B sharp, so C is just on the first fret. C, there is a C sharp, so D is not going to be on the second fret, it's going to be on the third fret. And then D, E, now A. So E, I'm just going to grab that on the open E string. And A, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. A's right here on the 5th fret, right? A, and then F sharp, we already said that earlier, 2nd fret. And back to that D note. Now, all I want to do is I want to kind of combine maybe kind of the chord. And if you don't know this already, if you just play like a big G note up here plus like your D, G, and B strings, a lot of times we just do that with, that's just an open G chord. Just think about this. Those 3 strings are open anyhow, so maybe now D7, but I don't want to play the smallest string. I only want to play down as far as the C note. And I did the same with the G chord. I only played down as far as the B note. So I wasn't playing the smallest string. I only played down as far as the melody note. Now with my C chord here, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the open G string because the G string's open on a C chord and the E string's open. So those are 2 of my open strings, right, for a C chord. Plus I've got the bass note, but I'm going to skip the others. I'm just going to do this kind of thing. I'm using my middle finger because I know I need that A way up here on the 5th fret, right? And then I've got the F sharp available with this right here. So let's see how that sounds so far. Sorry. Okay. I might throw in a groove with it. Maybe something like that. I might play around with it. Continue on here. The melody. Again, so I'm reading just the treble clef side. I'm not reading the bass clef side. You're great if you've paid attention so far and you're like, wait, what's he doing even? I am. I'm reading the treble clef. Sorry, that took me a second. E. Our key signature has F sharp in it, so it's going to be E, then F sharp, then G. That key signature is just that thing that's at the beginning of each measure. There's a little bit of assumption that you already know some kind of music, but treble clef, what have you. So I should say this lesson kind of assumes that you can already read treble clef a little bit, either from playing in choir or something. So with the C chord, I'm going to play E, F sharp, G. With the G chord, I'm going to play D, F sharp, G. Now again, so this is easy. E is my smallest string, open. I'm playing all the way down to the smallest string. D is my second smallest string on the 3rd fret, so I'll strum this chord only down to the second smallest string, then add the F sharp and the G afterwards. And etc. I'll just keep following them all the way through. Let's see what we've got here. So C chord with E. So here I go. And then we're going to get our D chord, D note with our G chord. And then I'm going to get this right. I need an A7. So this is like an A chord. Old rocker style A chord. And I'm going to throw that G note on top of it. G, high B, G. And then D7 wise, I could just do one of these. That's like a D chord, right? Except for instead put my middle finger on the B string and pinky on that. There are other versions I like to use, but we're going to go with that one. So once again, that'll be... something like that for now. All together so far. More of the same stuff as earlier here. And now we have a B7. That B7 chord with an F sharp in the melody, which B7, if you already know your cowboy version, that smallest string note is an F sharp already, right? And that gets me that. Now this is, it goes to an E minor with G in the bass. E minor is the easiest chord to play with no fingers. Some of you may have played a song like this. That's an E minor chord. So I throw that G note on there. So let's look at that line. Okay, and then our C chord again. Now, so I had the same line again right here with the E, F sharp, G while playing a C chord, and then E, F sharp, G, A minor chord right here. I'm just going to teach you a cheat version for a high version of an A minor chord. If I get this string, and that string, that gives me an A, an E, and a C. It's a lot like if you've ever played what's a song called Stairway to Heaven. It's a lot like those smallest 3-string notes right there. And no, I'm not promoting playing Stairway to Heaven or anything like that. I mean, it's a fine tune or whatever, I guess. But just as an example, a lot of guitarists already know that one. And I'm going to put my pinky up here on C. So I've got C, D, and again with that D chord that has the A in the melody. and then a G chord. A lot of times I don't even worry about getting this finger on the G chord. I just play the, and this is the same as that version of a G chord, but I'm just doing it there. So once again, here we got a G chord with a B in the melody. There you go. So hopefully that made sense. Again, so I'm just looking at the chord names above the top. Chord names above the top. I skipped the intro. I'm just cutting into the meat potatoes where the words are. And I'm just looking at the what they call the soprano notes. I'm just looking at the melody notes. Anyhow, so, and then again, if B is in the melody on a G chord, instead of playing all the way through the smallest string, I'm only playing down to the B string. Anyhow, sorry you guys keep catching me off. I'm shooting for doing 12 songs before Christmas, 12 Christmas songs. And got a lot of chores I'm doing around here, so I'm not showing up the most presentable. I'm just trying to make sure I get these done and stick to my commitment. So one more time here, I'll play this and we'll call that good. All right, and then Merry Christmas, you guys.